Give us a couple seconds. Give you time to go drink. Yeah, I know I'm going bald. Okay, you can like make jokes, but hey, at least I'm still badass. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, we're live now on TikTok. Thank you guys.
This is a joke. This guy is. I hate Mark Zuckerberg, man.
We got up our YouTube right away. We got up TikTok that the government wants to ban. Okay, but Zuckerberg, you suck. I've had more problems with your Facebook than you could imagine. So, I'll sit here and I'll speak for a minute. We were supposed to have a guest speaker, but he's having some problems. He may make it, he may not. But join us. For those that are just joining us, thank you for all 15,200 of my fans, followers. I appreciate each and every one of you. For those that are just joining in, go ahead and pull up a side screen and Google Bob Quick's journey, and you'll see who I am. Then I'll explain as we go. I've had 36 heart operations. Yeah, you heard that right. 36. Okay. I shouldn't say heart operation. I should say procedures. Okay. I have 20 stents in my heart. I've had quite a few balloons, quadruple bypass. And I ride a bicycle coast to coast, thanking fire departments.
You're going to have to adjust it.
Here we are. Okay. My daughter's got everything up so we can all sit here. We can look at each other. Hey, how come it just went like, I don't know what I did.
Live.
Okay. I should say heart operation. I should say procedure. It's on right now? Okay. I have 20 stents in my heart. But there's nothing here. Just give us 1 second. Thank you. Okay. But I try to inspire other people. Okay. And I've been through hell. Okay. Let me tell you, I'm coming up on my 20-year mark, September 28th, of being drug addiction. Okay. I'm going to get better, man. Let me tell you. Either I'm going to get better or I'm going to pedal the bicycle off of it. I appreciate that. Everybody that's joining this, my name is Bob Quick of Bob Quick's Journey. 36 heart procedures, that's really true. 20 stents, really true. I've died twice, and I've had 5 TIAs that we know of. Okay. Who knows, my speech is going to maybe having another one. But for what I've went through, heart-wise and addiction-wise, I mean, look at me. I mean, I'm as big as a rock. I have fun. But what I want to talk to you about is taking care of yourself now. Okay. And for those that are just joining me, I got my daughter here beside me. She's running everything. If you have to, just pull it up on the other phone.
It's all right. I got it.
Okay.
I don't know what you pressed.
Facebook is always, I love TikTok. Okay. Thank you, everyone on TikTok. It's joining me. We're also streaming on YouTube. Okay, live, and we're trying to get to TikTok, but TikTok, you just don't want to take TikTok. Okay, but what I do is, those of you that know me or have met me along the road, I've pedaled a bicycle 3 times coast to coast. Coast to coast. And then I actually got a support truck in 2021 that goes in front of me. And tonight, before we really start everything, I want to take a minute, and I always like to thank people. This week, we've had a very hard week. That's why we had to cancel last week. The driver of our Tacoma that rides in front of me, big boy, and this guy really is a big boy, 6'5", 350 pounds, 375. He had an aneurysm. Okay, and he's on life support at Intermountain Healthcare Neurology Department in Salt Lake City. Okay, so everybody, please keep him in your prayers. Okay.
You're live still on there.
I'm still live. I can actually read the people, and that's what I love about TikTok.
You're live on there.
Okay, Zuckerberg. Hey, but I'm going to tell you guys how I've overcome everything. And for those of you who have met across I wasn't prepared to talk tonight. I'm going to tell you that. We actually had a guest speaker. So please deal with me. It's like I actually talked with a guy today from with extreme four-wheel drive parts. Okay. His name was Adam. And when I get up and I do my talks to everyone, I always tell them to go ahead and pull out their phones or laptops and go ahead and pull up Google and let's put that in. Bob, B-O-B, hit your space bar, Quicks, Q-U-I-C-K-S, hit your space bar. It'll come up Bob Quick's journey. Okay. He thought I was being a smart ass or something, but he said something to me. I ain't that dumb. I wasn't trying to insult him. That's just how I do it, but we end up at the end of the talking. We had the same beliefs, everything else. So, and I actually drove my bicycle right through Platteville, Minnesota, okay, in 2016 with my daughter, okay. Man, who did we meet in Minnesota? Man, we met a lot of cool people in Minnesota.
Yes, we did.
Russ.
That was in Wisconsin.
Oh, that was Wisconsin.
Yeah. In Minnesota, that's where we met Framed at.
Frame.
We didn't stay at a whole lot of, we didn't stay at a lot of people's houses because we were at the hotel.
Oh yeah,
that we
doing
were
stuff
doing the show.
for Abbott and St. Jude Medical. But here's one of the big things I have to tell people. What's it saying this swipe thing for? What's that swipe thing for?
Don't swipe it. You're
Okay.
good.
Okay, I'm good, she says. Okay. But those that are joined along and reading, with all the heart problems and the strokes, I have become slow. I do repeat myself. But one thing I'm doing this summer, and I wasn't going to really tell people until a couple more weeks, but it is getting worse now, is coronary artery disease. And I want you to understand this. I've been fighting this for my 20th anniversary is September 28th. Okay. Coronary artery disease not only attacks the heart, it attacks every blood vessel in the body. I mean, I got arms like Sylvester Stallone here, veins everywhere. You wouldn't think that I would have the problems that I do, but it's so advanced now that last year I was actually getting ready to seek hospice because of going into heart failure. Okay. We went in, we did some stem cell. We're down to the beginning of 3. So I'm doing really, really good. Okay. But one of the things that goes along with this disease, and, I try to educate other people because you're going to have grandparents. I'm 63. Okay. So that means that joining me, you're going to have grandparents or you're in my age bracket or above. Okay. There's things that come along with it. And one of the big, big things is you're going to feel your hands start to tingle. Okay. Your feet are always going to want to move. It's called restless leg syndrome. But what's really happening is the small blood vessels that are in your hands, that goes down to your fingers and stuff. Believe me, these blood vessels get very, very small. As you can ever look in your eye or look at a picture of an eye, they get very, very small. But over the period of the last 20 years since, it was diagnosed to me, the disease has progressed. So I don't feel in my hands too much anymore. I can still grip really good, but I can't. It's almost like a numbing, feeling. Okay, same thing in my legs and stuff. But a couple weeks ago, I was actually diagnosed with essential tremors. So you'll see me. I shake a lot and stuff, but we think something they call it ADC or something like that. It's where the blood vessels behind my eyes are actually getting very, very small, and I'm starting to lose my sight. Which I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to ride my bicycle again. Okay, I actually reached out to Scott. That's why I was reaching out to Adam today at Extreme. I'm going to ride my bicycle again. I've talked to Yeti. I've talked to quite a few people. I figured, man, somebody did tell me, and I take his judgment. I mean, I like to really. CEO of a major corporation told me, he says, Bob, you have nothing else to prove. You've ridden a bicycle across America quite a few times. Okay, you've ridden it right after surgery. You have nothing else to prove. I disagree with you. Okay, I do agree with you. And by the name, his name's Jeremy Barker, the owner and CEO of Murphy Door. Okay, I respect he told me, man, you need to stay here and do stuff. So what I've decided to do, I've reached out to Kroger, I've reached out to Scott Bicycles and stuff. I'm actually going to go to different fire departments, volunteer fire departments at that, in the state of Utah on a custom built Scott Bicycle. I'll be the first heart patient that's ever even done this. I'm going to do it all summer long. And when I come into the town, I'm going to stay for probably 3 or 4 days, stay at the fire department. I'll get to know people. Okay. But I have something special up my sleeve that I want to do at each one of these fire departments. I'll announce that when I actually know that I've got their support. Okay. But so far we got Kroger, we got Scott, we got Toyota, okay, that are coming with us, and Napa Auto Parts, a few others. Okay. But I'm going to do what you said, Jeremy. I'm actually going to do Utah, okay, do Utah. But those of you that would love to follow me, I mean, if you live here in Utah, when we start riding in June, please come join me. Okay. Believe me, we're going to be posting every day where we're at. I would love to meet you, especially if you have a heart problem. You're considered one of my heart buddy. And those of you, I mean, that don't think, I probably look fat as hell in this yet. Okay. But here, there's the ICD pacemaker right there. Okay. Am I really fat? God, I look like I'm fat. Nah, I ain't fat. I just had to do that. I love to have fun. But I want you guys to remember when, and they say the heart disease is one of the number one things next to drug addiction. Okay. As far as deaths go. Okay. So I want you to work out. Please don't smoke. Okay. Please do not smoke. Worst thing in the world for the heart, worst thing around the people that you love, and stink. I know I used to do it, so I can judge it. I won't judge somebody if I haven't already done it. Okay. So the big thing with the heart thing is you have two choices. When I was actually revived, it's 19 years and so many months now. I could figure it out in days. But when I was revived, believe me, I hated everyone. Everything's cracked. I mean, you're hurting. I mean, but he came into the room, and his name's Jack Lassiter, Dr. Lassiter, cardiology. I said, this is what happened. You're dead. Boom, boom, boom. We brought you back. If you do drugs again, you're going to die. Okay. Now I had a good secret. Okay. Really, really good secret, because I didn't tell no one. Okay. So here's the family in a room with me. I've just had a massive widowmaker, and I was high. Mm-hmm. Not on pills like you're thinking. I was actually high on methamphetamine. Okay. I had a business, and I started doing meth to have more hours in the day. I was a functioning drug addict. Okay. I'm going to tell you, I tell people exactly how it is. Okay. That morning that I died, now I remember it very, very well. Okay, that's my daughter Jill right there. That's her Bean. Okay, she's a recovering addict. As they say, the apples don't fall too far from a tree, and that's really true in reality. So I'm glad to have her back. You've been clean. How much now?
It's coming up on 2 years on March 31st.
2 years. Okay, so sobriety is possible. Now, I want you guys to think about this. This is for the viewers that do not understand addiction. And believe me, if you know somebody in full addiction, have them join us on Wednesday night, 7 p.m. every night. Every Wednesday night, I will talk openly about drug addiction. If you especially on TikTok, don't just join, add in, because drug addiction is in every family. Whether people want to admit it or not, it's there. I mean, it may not be in that first little bleep, your kids. In my case, it was. Okay. But in that bleep, bleep, there's aunts, uncles. We're there. But
Cats, dogs.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had
to. We do have fun. Okay. But I want you to imagine those of you that have not dealt with addiction or know about addiction, but you think somebody is. If you think they are, they probably are. I'm going to tell you that right now. By the time it gets to that point that you think they are, they are. Okay, that's no ands, if, hows, or buts about it. They're high. Okay, the $20 a day shit, no, they're high. Make them go get a job. Okay, to tell you how strong addiction is, I knew I was hurt that morning. Okay, it was on a Sunday morning, September 28, 2004. Okay, I knew I was hurt. Um, the wife looked at me and says, "You're gray," and we didn't. This is 20 years ago. Internet was up, but it wasn't like it is today. Okay, so she just grabbed the old Reader's Digest, this medical book, and said, "Babe, I think you're having a hard time calling the ambulance. You're great." Okay, I went outside to wait. And for those that have ever done or was ever an addict or anything, I want you to think about this. I just loaded up an 8-ball in a pipe. I melted it. Okay, and I started huffing and puffing. Okay, I could hear the ambulance getting closer, and I sucked on that thing. Okay, I watched the ambulance cut the corner top of the hill coming down my road. Okay, I took the biggest hit you ever thought possible. Okay, and I took that pipe nice and carefully, and I set it down underneath the rock, like the wood bark, because that's what it was, like, cedar wood bark. Okay, I set that thing down, and I'm coming back for you. And I let out this great big puff of smoke. The joke with the Royce City Fire Department for a long time was Bob disappeared. And the smoke, and then the clouds clear, and there's Bob. Okay, they loaded me in the ambulance, and I made it as far as the Target on Riverdale Road when I coded, which is probably about 5.5 miles away from the hospital. And then it took them a little while to get me going in the hospital also. So I'm very, very lucky to be here to survive a widowmaker. Okay, I'm going to tell you that right now. They kept me in a coma for 7 days and woke me up. I spent a total of 10 days in the hospital. Okay, we did have some broken ribs and stuff. That was the most painful part of it. But remember the pipe? When I talked to you about the pipe, I came back for that meth pipe. I really did. Came back for it. Okay, and I picked it up. I looked at it. Remember, 10 days before, I just loaded up an 8-ball. I'm an addict, full-blown addict with 2 businesses and working to get high, to work some more, to get high some more, to work some more. That's what I did. Okay, let's get real. That's exactly what I did. Okay, I picked up that pipe. I looked at it, and I dropped it. And it smashed in a million pieces. And I never, ever picked up meth again. Okay. Now, I know what people think. Oh, wow. You had to. I never relapsed. Okay. I was on a 10-year binge of meth. I never looked back once I smashed that pipe, or I wouldn't be where I'm at. You wouldn't be reading about 8 pages on Yahoo and Google about me. I really did quit. I never went back. Okay. And in that time, at first, I'm going to be honest, at first, I was very embarrassed about what I had done with most of my life. Okay. Which was drugs. And finally, at one point, I decided it was time. Jill sitting here looking at the stuff on TikTok, if everybody's wondering. Okay. If you do, the TikTok's the one I really answer on. I'll be honest on this. Okay. I like TikTok better than anything else I got out there, social platforms. YouTube's nice, but yeah, TikTok, I can really get in real things. Okay. So back to the drug addiction. So I know from an addict's point what an addict is going to say. Okay. And I know that one thing, and this is no lie, for those that deal with addicts, those that have an addiction in the family, you'll know what I'm talking about. If their lips are moving, you're lying. Okay. I lied every single day. Okay. Now, not like you're thinking. I lied every single day to my family. I lied every single day to myself. Okay. Because the most important thing was that puddle. Okay. I had a puddle in the van. I had a puddle in the Land Cruiser. I had a puddle in the garage. I had a puddle in storage. I mean, and then basically you start dealing to supply your habit, which luckily I never got very big at. It was just enough to supply the habit. Okay. But every last time that you have goes towards the addiction. Okay. So, and what I mean by that is don't think that you don't pay your bills and stuff. I did. I was an actual functioning drug addict, paid all my bills, everything else.
Work.
But I worked to get high to work some more. That's all I did. Every single day. So when I got out, hey, somebody just said, hey, Jill.
Yeah, I know. Hi, Kaden.
Okay.
But you need to redefine that a little bit, though,
But
because today and now, this snowflake error that we call it, okay?
here's the deal, people.
This snowflake error that we have nowadays, a functioning addict to a person nowadays would be, I get up every day and I do stuff. Okay. Old time functioning addict would be somebody that works to get high or is taking care of their kids and whatnot. Nowadays, it's totally different because functioning is, oh, I can move around and I'm not in bed. And it's truth. It's truth. Whoop, whoop. Sorry.
Yeah, the fentanyl is what I worry about. I'm going to be honest here, people. The fentanyl is very, very bad. But I was planning on having a special guest tonight, and something happened. They couldn't make it. Something happened to me last week. We have Big Boy.
He's right here watching us.
Hey,
he
James.
ran out of gas.
Oh, man, he ran out of gas. He's watching this. So chime in. I mean, we'll have him back. Believe me. I really want you to hear his story. I have another person I want you to hear. And then anybody out there that has an addict in the family, have them tune in. Okay. Write me on TikTok. Tell me, hey, can you have an addict talk this week? I want to have firefighters, doctors, everything talk and tell you their different perspectives.
Grandmothers or
okay.
fathers.
Here next week, I'm going to make a phone call tomorrow, and hopefully we're going to have a wonderful, wonderful lady that has dealt with addiction and a loss. Okay. And I think her side of the story will be very, very heartwarming and very touching. Okay. I can tell you my point. Okay. And I can tell you exactly what I thought the day I was dying and the day I did die. And believe me, you know you're dying. There's no ands, if, hows, or buts about. I knew I was dying. I said a prayer, something I never do. I said a prayer. Okay. Since then, I say a lot of prayers. Okay. And actually, tonight I didn't open up with a prayer. Normally I do. Okay. But we was actually trying to get everything done. So we'll just bow our heads and say, thank you, Lord. Appreciate for another day. And may we all learn together tonight. And we say, in the name of Jesus Christ. Okay. There.
Amen.
Amen. Okay. Okay. I think I'm ready.
Well, I told him I could bring him on here for a minute.
Oh, yeah, he's coming. Hey, he's in the
this.
parking lot. That's what he said. He's in the parking lot. So, yeah, I'm going to introduce him. Ain't that what he's saying? He's in the parking lot. You in the parking lot, James? If he's in the parking lot, I'm going to get out of the hot seat. I'm going to let him introduce himself. Okay. But this is somebody that's been clean for a while. He followed me for a long time. And we've actually met here last year at a taco stand. Okay. And I know his story. And I think you're going to like it because it comes from another addict's point in time that's way younger than me. Okay. Fentanyl is terrible. Absolutely 100%. It's killing more Americans than I think even we really realize, to tell you the truth. Jolie Roll did a talk, and it was one every 22 minutes from what I've been
Here
told.
he is.
Hey, there's James right there. No, you coming inside, or where are you at?
He's stuck.
Oh, he's in Ogden. I thought he was here. Okay, so what we're going to do is,
I don't know why it's not loud.
hey, can he join us on TikTok?
Are you on TikTok?
No. I want him on TikTok. Where are we at right now? What
Facebook?
thing? We're on Facebook. But I am going to have you back probably not next week, but the week after. How's that? Is that cool, James? Oh, I understand. I mean, he's right here. Here, people, I'm going to give you a little view. All you people out there, this is James. Okay. Yeah, he's got quite the story to tell us. Okay, and I think you'll love it. Okay, and who knows, we might even get him a girlfriend. He smiled. But here he is, everyone. And yeah, we're gonna not next week, but the next week. Okay, we're gonna have James back. Okay, and then but next week I'm going to actually work on to get a parent here. I know her very, very well. I'm thinking that she will talk 100%. She's going to be very open. This is somebody that has lost a loved one due to drug addiction. Okay, I mean, no. When people when they talk, and I hear the different stories and the ODs that we see in today's society is totally on. Hey, you're outside. It's nice here in Utah, ain't it? James outside. It looks like. But I don't think the addict or me, because I haven't lost a loved one, understands quite what it's like to lose someone. Okay. So hopefully she will talk. Okay. I'm pretty sure she's got a foundation and everything else. Okay. So I'm going to reach out to her tomorrow and I'm going to talk with her. Okay. But what else would you guys like to talk about tonight? Okay. We've talked about the heart. We've talked about addiction. Okay. But one thing I'm going to tell you is how to stay straight now. And I think James will agree with me on this one. Okay. The number one thing to stay straight, you have to end relationships and friendships, right or wrong. Sometimes it can even be family. In my case, divorce. Okay. You have to make a choice in life, whether it is your sobriety or whether it's having a friend or a companion. I chose my sobriety. That's the most important thing to me besides helping other people. Okay. And that's exactly why I do what I do. Now, I'm going to turn over the rest of the time to Jill so Jill can tell you her story. Okay. For those of you just joining. Okay. And she did do some of that fentanyl, didn't you? Did you do a little bit of that? She did a lot of heroin. I know that. But I'm going to turn everything over to her.
The
Epidemic.
of fentanyl.
I'm going to tell you, honestly, people, if you love your children, okay, those of you that have active children, okay, and remember this, they don't have to be under 18 years old to be your kids, okay? You're an effing parent, okay? That kid is always yours, okay? It's your responsibility, okay? I don't want to hear you had no control. You do have some control, okay? It's called I'll beat your effing ass, okay? If you love your kid, you have to make choices. Okay. And one may be putting them in jail. One may be walking away. But I chose on my kids not to walk away. But family, if you keep doing drugs, you have to walk away.
And you did put them in jail too.
And I did I put one of my kids in jail. But here, I'm going to turn it over to Jill. Here you go.
Oh man.
Bam, bam. There
they
you
don't
go.
want to hear my stuff.
Don't scream.
Hey everybody. I'm Jillian, and yes, I did do fentanyl, but it was way before the epidemic of fentanyl. We just happened to be getting it from a lady that had some cancer, and that sent us to the races, I guess. I really don't know what to talk about because I talked about it a lot last time, but
you got a new audience. Explain who you are. Tell them.
All right.
So you sure don't look like you do now. 2 years ago this time, did you?
No. About 2 years ago, before I got sober, I was in my rock bottom. All right, this got to be turned a little bit this way so I can see this too. All right. Well, I was at my rock bottom, and I was currently on the run with a guy, and he didn't want to turn himself into the cops. So he got into a high-speed chase with the police, and we got away, but it wasn't for very long. They found us about a month later and took us both into jail. And I did a book and release, and I chose not to continue to turn myself in, and therefore I had a warrant. They picked me up a week after my birthday, and if it wasn't for me going to jail, then I would probably be, I hate saying this, but I think of myself as I was a piece of shit then. because I was stealing from stores. I was doing things that I shouldn't have been doing to survive, to feed my drug habit. I have 2 kids that I am fighting to keep my sobriety. I guess I really shouldn't say fighting because it's all good now. Like I beat that shit. So, can you hear me, James?
Yeah.
I wonder why I am having a hard time hearing you. It's weird. Like it's a low. Other things you have to do. Message me, and if me and my dad can come help you, we will. Okay.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
I don't know how to get you out of there, so you gotta click off, or I don't know how to do it. Well, I really don't know what else to say, but a lot of you guys know my story and know what I've been through. So, all I can say is don't forget who you are and remember your worth and continue to fight every day for what you stand for. So, if some of you are struggling and dealing with a hard time right now of trying to get off of any kind of substance abuse or any kind of drug or anything like that, sometimes it doesn't even have to be drugs. Sometimes it can be chocolate, it can be coffee, it can be soda pop, it can be porn. But if you're dealing with any kind of problems that you're embarrassed of and you are afraid to get help for, just remember that there is somebody out there that is always willing to listen, and just reach your hand out and try to get that help, because you don't want to end up in a spot where you shouldn't be. I wish some of you would tune in and say something, because I'm so lost, and I can't even see on my dad's Facebook, because it done hasn't even added anything up there, so I have no idea what's going on with it. But my name's Jillian. I was an addict, and I fought, and I made it. So I am thankful to the cops. I'm thankful to the judge that put me in jail, or I probably would never be here. So I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for my father that pushed me and pushed me and pushed me and pushed me to continue to move forward. But yes, I do have some family members that are currently going through a hard time, and hopefully we don't lose them. Hopefully one day they can give up their addiction and move forward. I hope so, I was not prepared to talk tonight, so forgive me. Well, I hope that one day everybody can fight that and overcome it, because it's scary to know that you have to wake up every day to feed that terrible monster that takes control over you, and you can't do anything really except for go out and steal, do other things that you shouldn't do to make yourself better. I'm thankful for it that I don't have to wake up every day and be, a bad person or somebody that I shouldn't have had to been in the first place. Yeah. I feel a bit, but I wish that I could see your guys' comments over here on Facebook, because I know there's a lot going on it, but I don't know why it is acting the way that it is. It's weird. Really weird. So, and my dad done left me, so I don't know really what to talk about. I could talk about kind of, no, I couldn't even talk about that, because if I did, I'd probably be in trouble. I don't know who is listening on my thing, so you never know. You can't be too cautious about what's going on, But all I could say is I'm thankful. I'm thankful. And, I don't even ever know if it ever truly goes away because, like, I still get it's kind of weird. It's not really fiending for it. It'd be more withdrawals, I guess you could say. But I was on something bad that was pretty hardcore. And I still sometimes get withdrawals from that. Sometimes I get sick, and normally the withdrawals are hot and cold flashes, almost like menopause. So it's like premenopause, I guess you could say. Maybe guys go through it too. Yeah, they do, because when you come off that, yeah, you probably go through that. But I'm just thankful to not have to do that crap anymore. Kaden, you rock, just so you know. You're my only viewer on there, and I could see you. um, I never woke up and thought that I would become a drug addict, but I guess, like, in a way that I knew I was going to be. I was having a lot of hard times, and I was a teenager that really did not care about nothing. Like, I didn't think I really had a future. I didn't really care to be alive, but I ended up making it through. I ended up doing things I shouldn't have did because of certain friends that I had, because I wanted to be the cool girl or whatever, the cool chick. I wanted to be like everybody else, which I shouldn't have been, because I should have just been myself. Um, I didn't get into, well, I guess I kind of did get into trouble, but it wasn't like trouble like you're thinking, like drugs and stuff like that. Like, it was for fighting and stuff. But as I got older, I started hanging out with some people I shouldn't have. Started using when I shouldn't have been, I guess. And after I was viciously attacked by a pit bull, it sent me over the edge of full-blown addiction. And from there on out, I kind of went completely downhill, and there was other things due to the circumstances of me falling into this deep, dark depression of hellhole, I guess you would call it. I can't talk about that right now, but it sent me, pretty far in there to where I did not ever think that I would be out of that hole. I always thought that I would die on heroin or on methamphetamine or alcohol, because I was like on everything, which truly sucks, to mask the pain that I was dealing with, and I guess you could say the bullshit that I was going through that I should have never have had to deal with. But I found that as a mask or a shield or whatever you want to call it to continue to use. It made me numb, and in all reality, I should have just maybe should have got some help and talked to some people about it. Like, I should have a long time ago. It took me 9 years to finally get help for the things that were happening to me. And some of the stuff I still struggle with, the mental, like the mental health, a lot of it, because I had to learn that it was not my fault, the things that had happened to me, that I can't control everybody. So I'm thankful to finally gotten help and see that it wasn't my fault, because in all reality, I thought it was my fault for a long time, and I walked away from some very precious things that I shouldn't have walked away from. My parents had my children, and it was kind of rough, it was rough, but I eventually got them back, and I am fighting every day to remain clean. Oh, My dad is finally coming back, so I don't have to be lost anymore.
I had a phone call.
Here, come here.
Okay, we done?
We've been on for about 40 minutes, so
That's
yes, I think we could be done.
Okay, go ahead and end it up. Okay,
All right.
everyone. Hey, we're gonna, tonight, since we didn't start it out with prayer, we're gonna end it with
Yes.
prayer. Okay, so
Here,
this
take
is for
this.
everybody, and remember, this is on TikTok. Love you guys. Thank you for joining us on TikTok. Thank you to every one of my 15,200 plus followers out there. Thank you for all the likes. I think we're close to 300,000 likes. Thank you. We appreciate it very, very much. And hopefully we're informative. But it's time to go for tonight. So let's have a good night, everyone. Remember, we love you. And when I stop sometimes, my brain's trying to think. Remember, I've had a couple strokes. So she's trying to catch up. Hey, when you get back from me, I look pretty good, huh? You look very close. Holy shit. Hey, but everyone, remember, please get CPR certified. I have a wonderful connection for those here in Utah. It's called CPR Plus Training, because I know him personally. He'll give you a family discount, even a corporate discount. I'm good. Even a corporate discount. Okay. Look up CPR Plus Training. The owner and CEO is Brandon Woods. Okay. Absolutely wonderful job. And thank you to all my sponsors out there to support me and what I do. We're going to be putting up some new videos. We got some stuff from Jay Leno. We're going to try it out on the truck. We've tried it out, and I won't post something I really like it. I want to make sure I like it. I don't want to make sure it fails. But yeah, we're doing stuff like that. What do they call it? Ambassadorship? Ambassadorship.
Yes, they no longer call it sponsorship.
Yeah,
they call it ambassador.
Ambassadorship.
So we got to get you a robe so that
Yeah, I
you
gotta
can
get
be
a
king
robe.
ambassador.
Yeah. But hey, everyone,
Whoa.
whoa, thing there about wet. Hey, but everyone, I want you all to have a good night. Remember, if you do have a drug addict in your family, don't stop loving them. Okay, that's the number one thing. I know it's hard. Don't stop loving them, even if you have to walk away for a minute. And what I mean about that is there's only so much we can take. Okay, give yourself a break.
Yes.
Okay, give yourself a break. Remember, if they're an active addiction, I don't care if it's your kid, your father, your mother, grandchild. Okay, and there's a lot of them out there now too in my age bracket. Don't go for the $20, please. And if they go to jail, remember they're getting 3 square meals a day.
Yeah.
They don't need money to play on pads. They don't need to be calling you. Okay, they definitely don't have news. And ask her, I did not do it.
No.
Okay, I will not do it. Go see them at the beginning, go see them in the middle of their sentence, and go see them at the end. But do not go down there and bail them out.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
I'm gonna
don't
tell you
give
that right
up
now.
on them because that might be their
Yep.
their reach out.
That
for
was
help.
her
You know what I mean?
rock bottom. She went to jail, as she told you, and boom, now I got my daughter back. Okay, I just had to put me and her both. She said, "Dad, it's the right call."
Yeah.
I put my son in jail. He was addicted to pills. I just kept stealing stuff, and boom, and we put him in jail. Thanks to Ridge City Police Department. Remember, they are your friends. Okay, these police officers have families too. They have aunts, uncles, children, brothers, and sisters,
They're just
okay,
like us.
just like us. And I know of an officer
Yes.
that actually, man, a real badass. Okay, Adam, you know exactly who I'm talking about. Ex-Roy City officer. Raised his sister's kids, okay, because of an addiction. Okay, so they do know. Okay, they see it every single day. And while I am going to get a police officer, I know I'm getting a firefighter on here. And like I said, next week we're going to do a mother that's actually lost someone. Okay, and we're going to hear it from their side of the story. Okay, because if we don't share these stories, nobody will know. Okay, we've got to share it.
Yes.
Man, it's education. We're educating each other. Okay, ex-addict, old addict, new addict. Okay, and next week we're going to get a perspective from a mother. Okay, and then the next time it's going to be another ex-addict, and then we'll go either a fire, police. I'd love to have a police officer.
And eventually we're going to get an addict on here, an actual.
Eventually, I would
full-blown
love to have an
that
addict,
is
full
in
blown.
active addiction.
I mean, you reach out to us, and we really will. We'll do everything we can to help you.
Yep.
Okay, but we want you to share your story.
Yes.
And we want to follow it. because I'm the kind of guy that won't take a picture of you laying on the street, but I'll take a picture of you on your first day of your journey of sobriety. Okay. And then we'll do another picture, because with all of my followers, all the people I know, we do have resources out there to help you.
Yep.
Believe me. And I can make phone calls. I ain't scared to do that. Now let's do what we need to do. Everybody,
Let's
let's
do the
get back to
prayer.
our family. Okay, as we close tonight. And remember, when the first time I saw this on a public thing, oh man, she just went away. Was actually in Stockton, Texas. They opened and closed with prayer. I mean, and I've done that ever since. I absolutely love that. So remember, active addicts, if you have one in your family, please have them sit down and talk with us. Please have them interact. Okay. If you can't get them to stop, we have ways to try to get them to stop. And some of them are unethical. Okay. You may not agree with it, but believe me, with my track record, it's proven to work.
Yeah, and plus it might not. Sometimes with the family getting involved, sometimes they're scared to reach out because it's family. They're
Yep.
too embarrassed because of things
Don't
that
be
have
embarrassed.
happened.
Don't
We're
ever be
trying to
embarrassed.
help you right now. If you need help, reach out to me, my dad. There's a couple of other people that follow me on Facebook that are willing to help as well. Don't be scared. Take that leap forward. Get some help. We will help you, or we will push you in the right direction to where you will get there. So do not be embarrassed. Do not be ashamed. Everybody goes through something, whether it be addicted to porn, chocolate, coffee, or drugs. You could even be addicted to looking at cats or dogs, you know? You never know. But if you got a problem,
Hell, they're
just reach
sending
out,
their
yo.
kids to school now with freaking litter boxes and freaking
Yeah.
only in California.
No, it probably
Jesus
happens
Christ.
here too, but people are too scared
Okay,
to move
people.
forward. But we
But
can't get into
remember
that.
My ultimate thing is to help people with heart problems and to help people with drug addiction.
I help people with drug addictions.
He helps people with drug. I help you with the heart, but I'm handing that part of it over to her. So
Hey,
please follow us. Join us next week again, 7 p.m. And we're going to have a special guest. I promise you. I know I said that twice now, but as we end tonight, please pray. Those who follow me on TikTok, you've seen the post up. Big Boy did have an aneurysm.
Yep.
He is on life support. Big Boy is my son-in-law. He's the one that drives the Captain America truck for us as we pedal across America. So as we bow our heads tonight humbly to end this with prayer, please think about Big Boy and keep him in your daily prayers. Okay. It's in God's hands now, as I put it. Okay.
yes.
So we'll bow our heads here. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this amazing day. We thank you for everything thou gives us each and every day in our lives. We thank you for the honor and the privilege to make the choices that you've given us with free agency. We thank you for all the things thou's done for us personally. And we know, Heavenly Father, that you love each and every one of us the same. All we have to do is ask. And we say these things also humbly in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, everyone, there you go. Big Boy does freaking pray every day. Okay, but the ultimate thing is I want you to remember this. I tell her, I tell other people that I love, and we're going to get another addict on here that actually built the Captain America truck, ex-addict. If you're really close in my world, I bench 300 pounds. Okay, I tell people that I love, I will kick your ass. And you can see everything. It's just like, oh, I want to kick your ass.
He did it to me.
Not to hurt you. To
Depend-
wake you
it
up.
depends
'Cause I
on
don't
if
believe
you're on
in
drugs
cry
or not.
rings, and I don't believe in fairy dust. But reality, I do believe in. So everyone have a wonderful evening. Thank you for joining us. Join us next week, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Listen to Bob and Jill and a special guest next week. She's going to run away with it. Okay. She's going to tell you the real facts of life. Everyone have a good night. We're out of here. We're going to kill it. Bye-bye.